stay at the top and be at the top. He moves very well. He's a very elusive mover, and his work rate is high.
I won't ask you who's going to win the fight, because I know it's a question you've probably been asked a million times, but I will ask you, do you think this fight goes the distance, or do you think this fight ends inside the distance?
Interesting.
Terence Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, says his fighter isn't feeling any pressure going into the mega fight with Canelo Alvarez. According to Bomac, Crawford is locked in and treating this matchup like just another step in his career. He explained that Crawford knows exactly what to do once the bell rings, and his training has been sharp and on point. This fight, Bomac stressed, isn't about the hype or the stage. It's about Crawford proving he's the best fighter in the world. He added that Crawford is calm, prepared, and ready to deliver a performance that could shock the boxing world.
A fight rather than maybe boxing.
No, I don't think there's no pressure on Terence, because Terence gonna fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. You know, we train for one way, the way we're going to fight, and that's the way we're going to get the job done.
When people talk about this fight and they talk about the outcome of the fight, the sort of narrative online is that, look, Terence was moving up in weight, but we all know Terence can crack. When that fight was made with Errol Spence, it was seen as a 50-50 fight, and in reality what it was one of the most destructive performances I've ever seen. Should fans be surprised if Terence could manage to stop Canelo?
I think that fans are going to be surprised when he dismantled Canelo. The more time goes on, the more time Terence can settle into that way, the worse is off for the opponent.
The last one from me, because I know this time is now at that minute as you were talking, so I just had one more question. If he manages to get through Canelo Alvarez, does that cement his place on the Mount Rushmore of boxing?
You just answered the question.
Rhetorical.
Legendary boxing commentator Larry Merchant sees history repeating itself in the upcoming Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight. He compared it to Sugar Ray Leonard's upset victory over Marvin Hagler, a bout many believed Leonard couldn't win. Merchant explained that Crawford's situation is almost identical, a smaller, quicker fighter taking on a naturally bigger, stronger champion. Just like Leonard relied on speed, movement, and ring smarts to outthink Hagler, Merchant believes Crawford can use the same tools against Canelo. In his view, the key will be sharp footwork, precise timing, and controlling the tempo of the fight. Merchant says the blueprint is already in the history books, and Crawford has what it takes to follow it.
I asked the great Larry Merchant, I said, do you think Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said, Jim, did Ray Leonard get an official decision victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And I said, why do you say that? He said, same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Yeah. Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out. That's what Ray did so effectively against Hagler.
Respected trainer Buzzy Ennis didn't hold back when breaking down the fight. He pointed out that Canelo Alvarez has struggled at times against quick, mobile opponents, and warned that Terence Crawford is exactly the kind of fighter who can push him to the limit. Unlike past challengers such as William Skull, who lacked the tools to trouble Canelo, Crawford excels at creating angles, landing sharp counters, and making opponents uncomfortable. Ennis stressed that this matchup won't come down to raw power, but to who can control the rhythm. If Crawford can frustrate Canelo and dictate the pace, Ennis believes it could lead to a career-defining victory.
See, and all that. If you can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance after watching? I know we've seen him against Laura back in the day, but now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box. Terence can move. Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. I think he's going to wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because Skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he like as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way, the way I would have my fighter doing is I'm boxing him, you know what I mean? And he coming at me, I'm hitting him, pop, 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 pop. And soon he gets set, I'll tie him up, walking to the center. You know what I mean? We cruise to the ropes and do the same thing. Good. Keep on frustrating, hit with the jab, boom, boom. Keep on moving, but also hitting him though. You know what I mean? And he gets frustrated, then he let his guards down. And it's a good night.
Bernie, the boxer, Thaw, a close member of Terence Crawford's team, sent a direct warning to Canelo Alvarez. He confidently stated that Canelo's style is made to order for Crawford. In Bernie's view, Canelo's powerful but methodical and somewhat predictable approach plays right into Crawford's strength, his ability to read opponents and adjust as the fight unfolds. He praised Crawford's sharp instincts, discipline, and fearlessness, insisting that his fighter not only has the skill but also the heart to win. Bernie emphasized that Crawford isn't stepping into this super fight just to compete. He's coming to take over. He added that Crawford knows exactly what it takes to win and is prepared to walk through fire to get it done.
A lot of people are saying about Crawford's age, but, you know, no boxing, no life, as Canelo would say. And Crawford still, you know, in age, but he ain't took no punishment. He's cautious. You know, he works hard throughout these years. So, you know, of course, you're going to, you know, you got to count that in the factor. But in his heart and his mind and his spirit, he's still youthful about boxing. He loves boxing. And this is one way to get him up. You know, he's a challenge guy. He loves a challenge, and Canelo is the biggest challenge you can get. You know, we got to go up 2 weight classes, really 3 weight classes to get a guy like that. Hardest puncher, great counter puncher, tons of experience, undisputed champion, unified champion, a couple of divisions champion, and so we didn't get the Pacquiao or the Mayweather, but we getting Canelo, and nothing comes easy to Team Crawford, and expect us to look good on the 12th. Expect us to come out victorious September 12th.
Oh, we obviously just saw his fight against Skull, and people didn't obviously enjoy it, the back foot boxing from Skull and whatever. Yeah. But what fight can fans expect from Bud? Because a lot of people think that it'll be similar to that or the Charlo fight or whatever like that.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We're going to do everything we can to him. We're going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him. Because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know Crawford.